Let's see, maybe we should read something. Well, I'll try to read the little bit that I posted. That's easy. It's probably a lot easier for people to understand, but ASB. So, I posted from Jeremiah. What I have highlighted is what I've written. What's up on the screen right now. It says, my anguish, I am pained at my very heart. My heart is disquieted in me. I cannot hold my peace because thou hast heard, O my soul. The sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Destruction upon destruction is cried. For the whole land is laid waste. Suddenly are my tents destroyed, my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people are foolish, they know me not. They are sottish children. They have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. I behold the earth, and lo, it was waste and void, and the heavens, and they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled, and all the hills moved to and fro. I beheld, and lo, there was no man, and all the birds of the heavens were fled. I beheld, and lo, the fruitful field was a wilderness, and all the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of Jehovah, and before his fierce anger. For thus saith Jehovah, the whole land shall be desolate, yet will I not make a full end? And then we'll read the rest of it, verses 28. For this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken it. I have purposed it, and I have not repented, neither will I turn back from it. Every city fleeth for the noise of the horsemen and the bowmen. They go into the thickets and climb up upon the rocks. Every city is forsaken, and not a man dwelleth therein. And thou, when thou art made desolate, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with scarlet, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou enlargest thine eyes with paint, in vain dost thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers despise thee, they seek thy life. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion that graspeth for breath, that spreadeth her hands, saying, Woe is me now, for my soul fainteth before the murderers. That's a pretty deep one. There's a lot to unpack in that. No matter how much we try to paint ourselves pretty and beautiful, it is still seen that we are broken and desolate without God. Because we know how to do evil. We know how to murder, lie, cheat, steal. All that at birth. To say the least. If anybody's raised a child, as I am, we know that we don't want them to lie, we don't want them to steal, we don't want them to be mean or bully or anything like that. But yet my 2-year-old bullies my 10-year-old to no end. Or he lies. Even my 10-year-old had lied when he was that age. It's just not taught. It's in the heart. Just like on the heart, we know it's wrong. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, that does lead into my dream that I had. It does. It leads into a dream I had. Scary dream, very scary dream. I had this dream a while ago, though. It's... Can you let the dog in, love? No. Yeah, I can hold. He wants to be a part of this. What I've been speaking on, I've had issues with not all churches, some. Some are really hurting people. I'll move this up. I'll move this over here. Some churches really hurt people. On both sides of the aisle. The severely conservative churches and the severely liberal churches. One will spew as much hate as they can possibly spew. And one will tell you that love is the only thing that God preaches. It's not true. God preaches redemption through him, his son. Obviously, pointed throughout the Bible, Jesus is the way, the truth, the light. And in his son we are redeemed because of his sacrifice, his pure sacrifice, because he willingly went to a cross. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I've had some debates with friends about this and stuff, and it's tough to debate people because we don't know everything. And you know what? Things are revealed to us through time. We have to accept that, but if our hearts are hardened to the fact that they will be revealed through time, it won't. God won't reveal himself. We'll just keep hardening and hardening and hardening, like Pharaoh. If you know the story of Moses. So anyway, churches on both sides of the aisle. I can't say one or the other is better or worse than the other. They both hurt people. There are good churches out there, don't get me wrong. And even through those churches, people can come to Christ. But the issue is when you lie to one extreme or the other about Jesus, you're damning yourself. And you're hurting God in the process. You're hurting Jesus in the process. So we'll get into my dream, and then we'll continue talking on this a little bit. So, when was it? Last year? I had this dream? February last year, I had a dream. So I'll just say what the dream was. I'm not saying it's a word from God or anything. This is just the way I'm seeing it and understanding it through my eyes. I was walking with both my sons, the youngest and the oldest, in a city. It was like a marble city, like Rome or Washington, D.C., if you've ever been in that area. A lot of marble steps, long strew of steps, and pillared buildings, but it was all pure white marble. It was beautiful, beautiful city. And I'm walking with my sons and a man that I don't know, but I start conversing with him as if I did know him. He was at least a friend, or at least what I thought he was, and I still do think he was a friend. And we're walking, and we explored the city, and went around and took our tour of the place, and just was amazed with how beautiful it was. And there were thousands of people there, thousands of people just going about their lives, walking through. this beautiful place without even like looking up and around themselves, without taking it all in, without even like without seeing what was really there, which was pure beauty. That's what it was. It was pure beauty. So on our way out of this building, we were walking back down this many flights of stairs. I don't even know how many it was. And my son trips and falls onto the platform and gets trampled by the crowd of thousands of people. And one man, and I saw it, it was very vivid, stepped on my son's head and crushed it. And I just wept in the dream. There's nothing else you can do, just weep. And that man did not stop that stepped on his head. No idea who it was, no faces. Just kept on walking. Didn't even notice. But the man that I had met earlier, that I was talking with and a friend with, and had been with me through that whole tour, wept with me over my son's body as it laid there. No head, it's just the body. Now, in my opinion, I believe that man was Jesus, and he was weeping with me because he's the only other person that would know that pain with me and would be able to weep just as hard as I was weeping. Screaming, crying out, just saddened, so deeply saddened by it. So the way I'm trying to understand this dream, and then I had written some verses down last year when I was trying to make sense of it, but I think it makes more sense in today's age with how our churches have become. They're keeping the body but cutting the head off of the church, and the head of the church is Jesus. The body's there, but the body without the head is nothing. Just empty. It's soulless, it's lifeless. And if you cut Jesus out of the church and just make your own Jesus up that says, we want you to feel good, we want you to do whatever you want, there are no repercussions. Is that true love? No, that's not true love. True love is leading people away from hurt, pain, damnation. And Jesus does that. Jesus will mourn with you, and I believe that man was Jesus mourning with me because his church is in ruins today. Because of people. Because of man fulfilling their own agenda and creating their own Jesus instead of going back to the scripture and seeing what Jesus actually has to say about all of today's issues and upbringings and whatever. It hurts. Can you imagine how angry God is that the church is stepping on Jesus' head right now? That's the way I see it. I know my son isn't the church. I know Jesus is. He's the head of the church. But there's so much conflict on whose ordained doctrination is right. I just go back to the facts of the Bible. It's that simple. Even reading this, it's just... it makes sense to me. Like, we know how to do evil. We know how to manipulate even good things into evil. But it's our job as believers to see it and to correct it, especially if it's somebody using Jesus' name to perversely lead people down a path of sin. It hurts. It hurts seeing the church this way. And it hurts seeing so many people straying away from the church because they have hurt them. And we need to understand, and this was a hard bullet for me to bite, that the church is not going to be perfect without Jesus. And you can see it easily. Doesn't mean that there aren't true believers in those churches and there aren't real people that are being saved, whether the doctrine is being preached falsely or not. I believe we have a duty as Christians to preach the truth to the world, but also within the church. Because the way the church is today, just all the different sects and, Methodist this, Presbyterian that, Catholic this, Lutheran, like, each one of those go at each other's throats. And it's sickening. Because they're really cutting the head off of Jesus right there when they go after each other for man-made rules and regulations that were put in the church, when we really should just be going back to the foundation of the Bible. But I think that's the end of my rant for now. I think. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be more to speak about. Hopefully somebody heard it. If not, I'll be posting it on YouTube and somebody will hear it there too. I don't care if it hears one ear hears this, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that needs to hear it. The pain of my heart. There's a war going on for everybody's soul right now. And every day it is getting more and more intense. More depression, more anxiety, more addiction, more sexual immorality. And people are being told it's okay. You're allowed. You'll just be forgiven. And it's true, you'll be forgiven, but to truly accept Jesus Christ and believe in his word, he will move mountains for you. He will. To get a hold of you. Because I've had a lot of mountains in my way, and I put most of them there myself. Oh, anyway. Thanks for listening to my rant. Go back to playing a couple games. Actually, I need to take a minute. People with you for a reason.